Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents First Congress: How James Madison, George Washington, and a group of extraordinary men invented the government, by Fergus Bordewich, narrated by Runnette. We are in a wilderness without a single footstep to guide us. James Madison, June 1789. The intrigues, the cabals, the underhanded and insidious dealings of a factious and turbulent spirit are even much more frequent in this republic than in the most absolute monarchy. Louis Guillaume Otto, July 1790. We are beginning to forget that the patriots of former days were men like ourselves, acting and acted upon like the present race, and we are almost irresistibly led to ascribe to them in our imaginations certain gigantic proportions and superhuman qualities, without reflecting that this at once robs their character of consistency and their virtues of all merit. Charles Francis Adams, 1871. Introduction. Nebuchadnezzar's Monster. The vast continent of America cannot be long subject to a democracy. If consolidated into one government, you might as well attempt to rule hell by prayer. Thomas Waite, November 1787. The first Federal Congress was the most momentous in American history. Had it failed in its work, the United States as we know it today would not exist. Beginning less than 2 years after the conclusion of the Constitutional Convention, and before all 13 states had ratified that document, the first Congress was charged with creating a new government almost from scratch. No one, neither in Congress nor outside it, knew if it would or could succeed. How it did so is an epic story of political combat, vivid personalities, clashing idealisms, and extraordinary determination. It breathed life into the Constitution, established precedents that still guide the nation's government, and set the stage for political battles that continue to be fought out across the political landscape of the 21st century. Sectional rivalry, literal versus flexible interpretations of the Constitution, conflict between federal power and states' rights, tensions among the three branches of government, the protection of individual rights, the challenge of achieving compromise across wide ideological chasms, suspicion of big money and financial manipulators, hostility to taxation, the nature of a military establishment, and widespread suspicion of strong government. Confidence in government was abysmally low. Since the end of the Revolutionary War in 1783, Congress had struggled to govern with little actual power and even less respect. Along with many disgruntled Americans, newly elected South Carolina Senator Ralph Izard complained to Thomas Jefferson of the humiliating state into which we are plunged. The evil has arisen principally from the want of an efficient and energetic government, pervading every part of the United States. Contempt for politicians was rife. A New Englander, transplanted to Georgia, groaned, "The people here are as depraved as they are in Rhode Island, for most of the offices in the state are filled by the worst characters in it." Many political men held an equally low opinion of the voting public. "The people," condescendingly asserted Roger Sherman of Connecticut, one of the preeminent members of the House of Representatives, "should have as little to do as may be about the government. They lack information and are constantly liable to be misled." In the late winter of 1789, the United States had only a ghost of government. The rump end of the Confederation Congress still wobbled along in New York City, where it had met since 1785, but it hadn't achieved a quorum since October. Its secretary, Charles Thompson, buttonholed members on the street when he could find them, and dragged them into his office so that he could claim in his records that they had technically assembled. The old Congress, though not formally dissolved, was literally homeless, having been ejected from its meeting rooms in what was now being called Federal Hall on Wall Street, which was being remodeled for the new Federal Congress under the direction of the French-born...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?